strong.
Good evening, Soul Man and Friends people. So we are here tonight for a fantastic bonus Soul Man surgery with the very lovely Gina Vereker from Confident and You. And we're going to be speaking today all about how to be more confident online. So I'm just going to pull Gina straight in. We're not going to have another intro video. I'm just going to pull her straight in. So here she comes. Hello, Gina.
Hello. How are you, Stephen?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay. It's been a funny day, but I'm okay.
We all have funny days though, don't we? We all have these days where drama ensues our life, and then how we get on with it though, I think that's the main thing, isn't it? So
yeah, and as I'm learning to be honest about it as well, instead of just going, oh yeah, I'm fine, just say, you know what, it's not been a brilliant day, but I'm okay. Sort of taking that approach. I think it's
because a lot of people do that though, don't they? They say, yeah, I'm fine. They're really not.
Yeah, and I'm been very bad at that, especially because I'm a performer. You always, put your lipstick on, the show must go on, and it's not good for mental health at all. So yeah.
Thank you for being so honest, Gina. That's really great. I'm sure everybody's going to have a really good session today with you. First of all, before we get on to Confident in You and everything else, we are going to have our icebreaker session, which we always do for the first 5 minutes. We've just started doing this the last few days. It's really good.
Okay.
Because it's putting our guests on the spot. So, are you ready for your 11 icebreaker questions, Gina?
No, but go on.
See, you're too honest today. So, first question is, when you're not working, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Honestly, sit on Facebook Messenger and chat to my sister Becca. Yeah. Pretty much we chat all day, and I get told off for it by my husband Richard, and she gets told off for it by her husband Adam. But yeah, that's pretty much what I like to do.
And she lives in Canada, doesn't she? So
yeah, she does. Yeah,
I think that's understandable. There must be a time difference there, though. One of you must be up too late or too early.
Well, yeah. If she's messaging me at 8 a.m, I know she's having a terrible night's sleep because it's 4 a.m. with her.
That's amazing. Next question: what are you currently reading?
I am currently reading "Ask and You Will Receive It" by Esther and Jerry Hicks about law of attraction.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I'm also reading 2 books. The other one I'm reading is The Blood Queen, which is about Lady Macbeth, and it's brilliant. It's really dark and lots of death and horrible things. It's really good.
Sounds really nice. Next question is, what is the first concert that you attended?
Snow Patrol in Edinburgh, before they were big, massive, and I think I was 16 or 17 at the time. And it was, I can't remember the name of the club, but it was the one by Waverley Station. And you had to go out the back way of Waverley Station. And it was...
Mercado's, was it?
I can't remember. It wasn't a big place at all. But yeah, that was my first gig.
Ah, nice. Good one. Before Snow Patrol were famous. Christ, that must have been an age ago.
Why?
Next one is, what is your favourite word?
Shine.
Shine. Expand on why shine is your favourite word.
Well, because it's a word I use with confident in you, actually, and it's a word that both me and my sister Becca use. Because if you're shining, you're feeling good, you're in a great place, and you can't make yourself shine. It just, if you're in a good place, it just happens. And I love it when you see people shining. They just radiate, and you just want to gravitate towards them. So yeah, shine is a
Am I shining? No?
Yes, Stephen, yes. You're always shining. Yes, you are.
Thank you. I do like to. Well, I feel that I'm always shining, so I think that makes sense, though, doesn't it? You know, when people are really bright and enthusiastic, people want to be around them, don't they? So
yeah,
shine's a good word. I love that. Next one. What was your first job?
Oh, my first job was working in a tiny record store in Carlisle when I was 16, and it was called Pink Panther Records.
Oh, nice. Was it vinyls and that kind of thing? Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It was. I think I'd watched Empire Records and decided I wanted to work in a record store. And it was nothing like Empire Records.
That's fantastic. Next one. What is one thing that you're excited about for 2021?
Seeing, actually, it's relevant today, what President Biden does because of his inauguration today. So actually, that is something I'm very, very excited about, him and Kamala Harris. So
stability back to America, for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like hope, there's a lot of hope, which we didn't have in 2020. And so it's starting to come through in 2021. So, yeah. Serious answer to that, sorry.
No, that's okay. If it's political and it's relevant, then that's absolutely fine. Your next one is, what is your most used emoji?
Probably the smiling and the laughing face with tears coming out the eyes.
Yeah. That one. That's a good emoji. That's a good emoji. Your next one is, if you could win an Olympic gold medal for any sport, real or fake, what would it be?
Oh God, I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny, and then I was like, no. For any,
my mind is running.
Running? Well, yeah, but I'm not that good at it.
Right,
so, I definitely wouldn't get a medal for homeschooling. I know that.
So did you run like Phoebe?
Actually, I did an audition yesterday for a commercial where you had to run, and I got down to the last two, but I didn't get it. It might have been something to do with my running.
That's amazing. At least you were confident enough to do it, though. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Well, my agent says I have to, so no, I'm joking. Sure.
So we'll move past that one then, and you can think about that and come back.
Slide away from that one.
Next question is, what is your hidden talent?
Baking cakes.
Oh wow! What a good hidden talent to have.
Yeah, it's something I like doing, and I've learnt to be quite good at it. So yeah.
Brilliant. Next one. Only two more left. Don't worry. She's sitting here like. If someone could play you in a movie about your life, who would you want it to be?
I think her name's Vereker Ferguson. She was in The Greatest Showman, and she was the one with the red hair and the singer who he ran off and went on the tour with, and then he dumped her, and she screwed him over.
Oh yeah, the opera singer.
Yeah, Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah. I can see a resemblance there as well.
Yeah.
You actually look quite like her.
She's awesome. She does like her own stunts and everything. She's been in like action movies and things. So yeah.
Wow, cool. And next one is, who or what has been your biggest teacher in life?
My dysfunctional family.
Brilliant.
I'm the youngest of 12, and we don't all get along, and there's a lot of problems in the family. And yes, that's been probably my biggest teacher.
That's a very, very honest answer as well, Gina. I don't think any family's really truly functional, is it?
No, but I think there's different levels.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for answering those quick fire questions.
Okay.
Gina, talk to us all about you and what it is that you do.
Right. So I started this business, Confident in You, over a month. It's actually over a month ago. So I'm an actor. I've been an actor over 22 years. And we have to do a lot of self-tapes. So I have to, you basically, when you're doing an audition doing a self-tape, you have to be the producer, director, cameraman, sound, lighting, everything. So it's skills that you learn and you build up, and you know what works and what doesn't work based on what the feedback you get. So I started doing some networking, and my husband was doing a lot of networking at the time. And I realized how badly people were set up on video calls. So either you were talking to their forehead, their chin, they were in darkness, you couldn't hear them, they were eating crisps, all these things. And it was just really off-putting. And it was actually my husband's idea to start with. He said, you could sort all that. Yeah. do you think you need to sort that, Stephen? So yeah, my husband said, he came up with the idea, and typical husband-wife scenario. I was like, oh, whatever. And then about 2 weeks later, I was like, that's a really good idea, actually. So I basically sort of woke up one morning and decided I'm going to do it. I set the website up. I started networking meetings, and from the get-go, people started booking me and hiring me. So what I basically do is I do one-to-one sessions with individuals. I also do group sessions for companies, but I've also started doing workshops, which I have just opened up. So you can find out about the workshops on my website, which is confidentinyou.co.uk. And so they're for people who maybe do want a session but weren't sure about a one-to-one, and would prefer in sort of a group environment. And so what I do is I cover everything. I cover the technical side. So I help people out with camera angle, positioning, background. Background's a big thing. With their sound, their lighting. But most of what I do is to do with mindset and dealing with stress and anxiety. So I'm not there as a life coach. So I don't there and help them sort their lives out, but I help them with techniques to get into the right frame of mind for their video call and what they want to achieve. And I actually use some techniques from Susan Watson. And I always name check her because the techniques I use from her, people are fascinated. They're like, wow. And I'm always like, go and find out more. Obviously, this has piqued your interest. Then there's something you need to explore more. Go and see Susan. Susan will sort you out. But a lot of what I do is techniques I use as an actor and thespians do before they go on stage. just to get you in the right place. Make sure that your energy levels are up, that you're focused. And within all that, I help with keeping people focused, because a lot of people who are working from home and are doing video calls are on video calls all day, and trying to stay focused and be interested, especially if you work in sales, is hard. It's a big ask. So I have been employed by companies to talk with the sales teams and give them techniques and talk things through with them that can help them, because this isn't a natural thing to do. We have all become broadcasters and presenters from our own homes, and we've never been asked to do that before. And it's a really alien thing to do when you think about it. We are social creatures. We need to be with each other, and we pick up on social nuances when we are in each other's company. We pick up on their energy, on how they're feeling. You can always tell if someone's a bit off with something. They could be smiling away, but you can pick up that something's not quite right. You can do that really easily in real life, but to do that over video call is almost impossible. So that's the kind of thing I help with. I help with them trying to read other people to a certain extent, but mostly understanding how they are coming across to someone, and that people can tell if you're checking your phone, and they can tell if you've got your browser up and you're looking at what trainers you're going to buy, or what your next meeting is. yeah, exactly, Stephen. Very rude. That is a big no-no. So
their screen goes blank as well, doesn't it? So there's another one.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Stephen. Yeah, and also if people lose interest, their eyes glaze over. I had one. Oh, this is awful. I had one video call. It was just a one-to-one chat with someone I hadn't chatted with before. And I could tell she wasn't interested in me because she just glazed over. And at one point, I thought the screen had frozen until she blinked. And then the worst thing was she was trying to sell to me. She was trying to get me to sign up to her website, but she had lost me at that point. From that point on, I just wanted to get the call over and done with. I wanted to get away from her. That's the look, Stephen.
Sorry.
So yeah, it's that's what I talk to, but I tailor each session. Even in the workshops, they're tailored. There's questions I ask people beforehand. I tailor it to what people need to know, because everyone's needs are different. So another thing I work with is Facebook Lives and vlogs, because they're different from video calls in a work environment. And I sort of work with the person to understand what they're trying to achieve with their Facebook Lives or their vlogs, and how they can present themselves, and little things on what, it can even be down to them trying to work out, what should I use the portrait and what should I use the landscape for, what's appropriate. We sort of we work through all of them, and I really enjoy doing all this. It's a lot of fun. It's really, really good helping people, and it doesn't feel like work at all. So yeah,
I think that's the thing, though. Like for you and I coming on here, it's quite easy because I'm used to public speaking. I'm used to doing Facebook Lives, all of that kind of stuff, and I've had to really train myself over the years, on best practice. I'm always very aware of what's going on behind me, and very aware of how I speak. Is what I'm talking about relevant? Because it's easy to go down a different route of thinking, isn't it, if you're not prepared and organised? So I think there's all these logistics that people don't think about until they're actually live on a call, and they're
Yeah, exactly. Because if you start rearranging your hair, everyone sees. You kind of stuck with it. If your hair is out here, you're kind of like, oh, that's it for the call then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a perfect example of someone who understands the importance of how you come across. So when you, for example, how you come across in your meditation and how you come across in your Facebook lives and how you come across in these is different. You've understood the different needs and how to engage with people differently. So yeah, well done, Stephen.
There's always development needs though, isn't there? And I'm always trying to develop my process, and for me it's about, staying on topic with things, and that's definitely my big focus, is really having some notes there, staying on focus, staying on topic with whatever it is that I need to speak about.
Yeah.
But I think for the novice person, which, many people are in this current climate, standing and having to present something to their colleagues online is a huge daunting task, isn't it?
It is. One of the things I talk about a lot in my sessions is being authentic, because you're trying to connect with people, regardless of whether you're in a webinar, and you don't. Webinars are particularly difficult if you can't see people's faces, which often they can't. You don't know how people are reacting, but you're still trying to connect to them. So there's a lot of work I do with people on various parts of that where you are trying to engage. So being authentic is paramount. They need to feel like it's a person talking and not a robot, and that they can relate to the person regardless of what they're on screen for. I mean, it's not that surprising, that actors and presenters have so much training. It's not a natural thing to do. As an actor in front of a camera, when we've been trained to do this, because when you're on set filming, generally people aren't reacting to what you're doing in the room, and even if they are reacting, it's silent and they're contained it. And as an actor, you're not picking up on it. You're so in the zone of what you're doing, you wouldn't find out their reaction to it until afterwards. So you're basically engaging with a piece of technology as people are on video calls. So yeah, there's a lot of training that goes into it. So it's as you said, you constantly having to master it. It's not like you suddenly know it all. It changes every time.
And technology is always changing as well, isn't it? If you look 10 years ago compared to now, technology is massively different to what it used to be, and it's much more accessible for people now to have online presence, isn't it? So,
unfortunately, yes, sometimes. Having gone down YouTube rabbit holes.
Yeah,
it's not always a good thing.
Yeah, YouTube does have a few rabbit holes. Let's be honest. Going back to though, Gina, when you're working with clients, there's two kind of aspects that I really wanted to look at with you today.
Okay.
And we've got a huge big audience at the Soul Man and Friends, some of which they tune in live, some of which they'll watch the recorded version, and we've got a lot of business owners as well as people who work full-time jobs. And one thing that was certainly said to me before you came on today by one particular business owner was, I am so happy that you're doing this session because I want to be able to do Facebook Lives to my customers, and I am terrified.
Mm-hmm. Not alone.
So would you be able to help local business owners as well, and how they come across on their Facebook Lives and whatever else they want to do, Instagram TV and YouTube and whatever else it may be?
Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly who I help. That is exactly the type of person I help. With Facebook Live, you're not alone. It's scary. It's live. If you're recording, if it's not right, you can just delete, record again. But Facebook Live, it's then out there. So yeah, I totally understand that anxiety, and that is something that I help and work with each client with. So with regards to Facebook Live, the work I tend to do is particularly on visualizations and a little bit of role playing. I forgot to say, role playing is actually one of the things I offer. You know about me and my role playing. So
role play is important though, isn't it?
It is.
You know, because it simulates in a safe environment something that needs to be simulated.
Yeah. So, I mean, I love it from my part because I get to play the difficult client or difficult customer, or if we're doing it with Facebook Live, I will be in real time responding to what they're saying and perhaps say things that what they fear people are going to say, because then when you say it to them, they'll laugh and realize, oh, that's ridiculous. And you go, of course it is. So just because it's written down doesn't mean it's any less ridiculous. If someone said that to you face to face, you'd be like, what are you saying? So it's trying, it's trying to get that mindset round to dispel the fear and have fun while doing it.
We were speaking the other day in a Soul Man Surgery about doing live feeds and that type of thing. And when we were speaking about it, I can't remember who we were speaking to. I don't know if it was Susan or if it was Kenny. I think it was maybe Kenny. And we were saying, it was Kenny. It takes one person's negative comment to absolutely kill a person.
It does.
Sometimes quite literally as well. Not to go down that leafy lane, but it's can sometimes have that effect, So when you're working with clients, Gina, what would your best advice be to people who, they're maybe trying to put out that really positive stuff? It's not so positive, or it's not perceived as positive. People maybe take the mick out of them. Would you help them to get back on track with that and find their confidence again?
Yeah. As an actor, you have to have a thick skin. You get told to your face, or very backhandedly, what people think of you. And your performance, you put your heart and soul into something and they don't care. So with that in particular, it's a case of preparation beforehand. Before you put yourself out there, you have to have a word with yourself in the case of, if this happens, what am I going to do? How am I going to feel? What, put into place something. I'm going to react in this way. I'm going to deal with it this way. And it generally is, I'm not going to react to it. If it's on your Facebook Live or your whatever it is, you can delete it. You can take it off. It doesn't have to stay up there. There's no rule etched in the tombs of Facebook or Instagram saying all negative comments must remain. You have the power to dictate how you come across. And so negative comments, delete them. Absolutely. Don't give them any time, any headspace. It's just another keyboard warrior who probably has a few mental health issues. Then you just need to get rid of it. And I truly believe that, because people hide behind social media to say unkind things. And if you wouldn't say it to someone's face, you definitely don't say it on the internet. And that's actually a rule I say to all my clients. If you wouldn't do it in real life, don't do it on the internet. Yeah.
The lady in particular who was speaking to me, she'd said that, she'd had a particularly awful thing said to her, and she owns a bakery from her home, so she does baking and she does celebration cakes for children, that type of thing. So she was doing a live feed, which was really professional. I was watching the live feed and I was really impressed with it because she'd bought herself kit to hold her phone so that her phone really focused on the area she was working on, and she'd worked so hard with lighting and everything. And the person had said, my 9-year-old or my 8-year-old or whatever it was could do a better job. What a load of crap. So see, from that point, she was getting really good engagement from her customers because she was sharing stuff live, and it took that one person to say those negative things, and it completely destroyed her confidence, and she can't get back to doing any kind of video or anything online that involves showing her work or showing her face, which is so sad.
Well, what I would say, I think that's hard because obviously I don't know her, and I'm not, I don't know exactly, where she's coming from and what her current thoughts are. But from that point of view, for me, I mean, okay, yes, I have grown a thick skin because I'm an actor, but from my point of view, that's one person in a sea of people who do like what she's doing. That's just one person who might have had a really crap day and decided for some unknown reason to take it out on her. And generally, when people are being horrible, it's nothing to do with the person they're being horrible to. It's solely about that person. Totally, yeah. It's a real problem, and I totally understand how she's feeling, and I can understand that. But she doesn't have to stay in that place, and she can move on from it. It's
there's I think your business is very unique because she's got you if she needs to tap into you. I have said to her, get in touch with Gina.
Yeah, I want to help her. I really would, because that sounds, I feel quite sad that she feels like she can't put things out there because of one comment, one throwaway comment. I bet the person who wrote it didn't even think anything of it after they wrote it. And
exactly, yeah,
for me, that's exactly the amount of time she should give to that comment. Just, oh, fine, that's what you think. Well, that's your opinion. I don't care about it. Delete.
Yeah.
Because what would she say if that person said it to her face to face? I mean,
exactly. Yeah. So if you're thinking, Gina, we'll move away from that side of things because I don't want it to be all like.
Yeah.
So the service that you provide, it's not just for corporate companies. It's for your everyday people who maybe just need a bit of confidence when they're speaking online. They maybe want to create something, or they have a small business or a medium-sized business or even a larger business.
Yeah. So it's for anyone who uses social, who wants to put something out on social media or wants to build connections, and they're just not feeling confident. So I kind of, what I do in my sessions is I try to really understand where the other person is coming from, why they want to improve their interactions and communication skills over video call is really important, because that kind of dictates where the end product will be. So I'm just saying, Kelly's there put top tips, Gina. So I was actually thinking, yeah. So yeah, I do have top tips. So so my number one top tip is get your lighting right, because if they can't see you, then you might as well not be there. And also get your sound right. If they can't hear you, well, there's no point to it. Just like with your light in there.
It makes a difference though, doesn't it?
It does. Because this is a tip I use. I use a few points of light. Now, the way to think about this is when you're on stage in a theater, or if you're ever on a film set, you will see lights everywhere. There's never just one light looking directly at you. In fact, actually, don't have a direct light on you. So, for example, in this room, I have the big light on. I've got a ring light, I've got a lamp, and I've got another lamp over there. And I have all these lights around me, and they just fill in the light, but they're not right in my face. So yeah, big number one tip is help with the lighting. Another tip I have is you're just gonna mess around with your lighting, aren't you? You're just disappearing into the blue background.
I think you're right in what you're saying, because I've got 2 points of light. I've got a light here, I've got the blue light, and I've also got the light that's in front of me, but it's to the side of me, so it's just casting across my face.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. Another tip is get your energy levels up before you get in front of the camera. So this is Susan's stuff. Get up, have a dance, get your vagus nerve activated, sing those songs, get moving. If you're crazy anxious, do the wet noodle. And I'm not going to tell you that. You'll have to watch one of the other surgeries with Susan. But get yourself moving, get your energy up. If you've been in the house all day, go for a little walk. Go, even if you just stand outside for a few minutes, just get some fresh air. Get your energy up so that when you sit down in front of the camera or you're standing in front of the camera, you are buzzing, you are alive, you are engaging, you've got energy. People want to talk to you and they want to watch you, because if you don't have your energy up, then, well, energy is everything, as we know. And if you don't have your energy up, then people will just not feel your energy and are less likely to stay watching and are less likely to be engaged. I mean, obviously, it's different if you're doing well, actually, no, even if you were doing meditations, you still want to have a good energy about you. You know, that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming for to be able to project your energy, and you can't do it if your energy is really low. It needs to be up. It needs to be out there. So, so that would be another top tip. And my third top tip would be, do not read from a script. Do not have a script written down that you have, like, for example, you have and today, and don't do that, because it's not authentic. You know, people will be going, well, they're reading from a script. They've probably done this 100 times. It's not that interesting. Have some bullet points in your eye line. Yeah. And just go back to them. That's exactly it. And because then you're saying it in your own words, and you're coming across. And so it doesn't matter if you go, or you stammer or whatever, because that's you, and that's you coming across, and that's what people are connecting with, engaging with. So there you go. There's 3 top tips. Hope they help, Kelly.
We often have a good laugh about my live feeds, don't we, Gina? Because I always say, oh my God, I just went off on one, and she's like, but that's you. That's what makes you connect with your people. You know, it's nothing professional.
No. What makes me laugh about your morning live feeds, you'll get into something really good, and then you're like, Toby! Get away from Toby! Sorry, Toby! And then you'll be like, and anyway, spirituality, goodness, love and light. Toby!
Don't vlog when you're taking your dog a walk in the morning, honestly.
And it's always the puddle. Every time I'm like, Toby's in the puddle.
Yeah. It's so true though, you know, like animals and children are the biggest distractions when it comes to doing anything live. And I want to touch on that because Gina and I were having a good laugh before this live today, saying, you know, like this morning I was on with James and we were speaking about NLP, and the door opens and I went, yeah, NLP, and inside my head I'm like, knock it off, you little shit.
my 7-year-old came in and in a meeting and performed a magic trick to everyone on the screen with a complete with disappearing coin, and there wasn't really much I could do about it. I just had to sort of, okay, we finished, and he went, yes, finished, and then it was like like, anyway, and my work colleagues are all.
So what would your top tips be when managing children and working online?
Accept it. We're working from home. Children are going to come in. Don't make a big deal about it. You do not have to explain yourself. You don't have to say, oh, sorry, my children just walked. They really need me right now, and blah, blah, blah. You just say, sorry, my child's just walked in. Sorry, here they are. Okay, just give me 1 sec. I'm just going to do this and I'll be back. I mean, be honest. We're human. We are working from home. Our children are off school. We have to roll with it, and don't be embarrassed. Don't be ashamed. Don't over apologize. Don't try and explain the situation. Just calm, assertively do what you need to do, and then rejoin.
And be dead honest. I think that's the thing, isn't it? Say, like, or you could even frame that up at the beginning of the call and say, I've got my children in the next room. If they come in, I'll put myself on mute or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I think framing it up's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And people are very accepting and forgiving of these situations. They realize it's just part of life now. And the worst thing you want is coming in and it being a big mess, and then the child gets upset and starts screaming, and you don't want that. You do not want that at all. Just
I'm not going to share who it is because I've not said to her, but I was on a Zoom call with a lovely lady yesterday, and I'm doing a lot of like Zoom consultations with people just now before they come on to the soul man surgery, just to make sure that that it's right for them and that type of thing. So anyway, speaking to her, she's lovely, and she's got a 4-year-old daughter, and we were sitting talking on Zoom, and her daughter came through with her trousers down at her ankle saying, "Mummy, can you wipe my bum?" with a big dod of tissue. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Brilliant.
You know what? It happens. Please don't apologise for it. And she was like, "I can't believe that happened. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And she kept apologising over and over.
What can you do? You can't, it's just a fact of life at the minute. We just have to roll with it.
Yeah. If she's watching, she might be watching, she might say, "That was my child." But it's so true. I think that's the thing, that can sometimes knock people's confidence as well when things like that happen. And animals. What's your thoughts on animals? Because I've seen a few cats running across the screen, and I've seen,
mine is the same, because I have a cat called Archie, and he is incredibly noisy, and sometimes he sits outside the door, hitting the door and meowing until I let him in, or someone realizes he's there and whisks him away, and he will jump up and try. And I think you just have to deal with that in the same way. Just, okay, I'll just remove the cat. I'll just go in, let the dog in or out. I think you have to sort of roll with it. And if you haven't, it's the same with the children. As you were saying, frame it up. You say, I've got my dog in the room with me, so I apologize if it starts barking. Just let people know what's going on. Yeah. I think being honest and just being calm is the best way to deal with it.
So Rebecca's saying there, and Rebecca's your lovely sister as well. My daughter was roll back for a meeting. Today's magic tricks are cuter. I love that. Yeah, Emma, my Rottweiler snoring.
Brilliant.
Ellie, my cat's always.
Yeah.
We were doing our meditation teacher training the other day, and I was delivering and giving them examples of poor meditation and good meditation, and one of the girls, she was like away
Like, what would you have said if she said no?
I don't know.
You might need your house exercised.
So all of those things, if someone was feeling really really down on their confidence on those kind of things, you would be able to help them with that as well.
Yes. Yeah. That is exactly what I do. I've been there. I've been there in front or in auditions and all kinds of things where I know how scary it is, and so that's what I help with, and what I really enjoy helping people with it. It's amazing when clients I've worked with, and you see the videos they're putting out there, and they've gone from being unsure to just knowing what they're doing, and every time they do a new video, they get more confident and assertive of who they are and what they're saying. It's just wonderful. It makes my job worthwhile a million times.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. I love seeing people developing and changing. It's such a good thing, isn't it?
It is.
So,
yeah.
What you're saying then, Gina, and I am typing just so I don't want you to correct me on that. What you're saying then is, no matter who you are from any walk of life, confident and new services are available to you. You don't have to be a big corporate service or company or whatever it may be. Could just be that person that's sitting at home, wants a bit more confidence on being present online.
Yeah, I do one-to-one sessions, and I've got workshop. If you're not keen on a one-to-one session, which might be too intense for some people, which I totally understand, I've got workshops coming up in the next month. One of my workshops is called Video Call Communication and Engagement, and the other workshop is Facebook Live and Vlogs. And you'll find details about them on my website, confidentandyou.co.uk, and click on the workshops tab page, and you'll find more information on how to book.
Remind me to speak to you as well, Gina, because I'm doing a social media workshop, social media marketing workshop. So I think that might be quite good to get you in for 5 minutes and introduce you to people as well. So
yeah, I'd love that. That sounds great.
So the next thing that I would like to talk about is Cobweb Moon.
It's all one word, Cobweb Moon.
That's fine, I'll change that. I'll fix it.
Yeah, Cobweb Moon. So Cobweb Moon is my passion project. It's my crystal shop on Etsy. I love crystals. I'm not a crystal healer. I just love them. My shop is basically crystals that I would buy for myself. So if I would like them, then I have them in my shop, and I have everything from all different types of crystals. But the crystals I mostly have are like palm stones, worry stones, and pendulums. I love my pendulums. Yeah. So I've got a new delivery today as well. So I've got smoky quartz pendulums, and got clear quartz and angelite and moonstone, and I think I've got lapis lazuli. Oh, love pendulums, or pendy, as me and Becca calls them. What does Pendy say? You can go, Pendy's not being nice today.
Do you know what I love about Cobweb Moon, I have to say, is that it's so personal. And Gina had very kindly, I don't know when that was. I didn't even know what month we're on, Gina. I think it was around November time. And Gina has been doing some work with me, with the Soul Man and Friends, behind the scenes for a while now. And things were quite tough at that time. We'd been through lockdown. It was another lockdown. It was just, everything was horrible and horrendous. And Gina had brought me in this lovely little piece of, was it aventurine? It is aventurine. Yeah. And it was just, the little thumb stones that you get, the little thumbstone crystals. And the way that it was packaged, the way that it was, it was just a really, really nice, very personal gift. And I think that's the thing when you're buying from people who are, running their own businesses, you're buying someone's dream, aren't you? It's a very personal thing. So I highly recommend Gina's Cobweb Moon crystals,
I just love them. I don't know, it's always so before I send any crystals out, I do a cleansing visualization with them. And I always encourage people to cleanse them when they get them as well. So I package them up because when people buy crystals, it's like a gift to yourself. You're buying something if you're buying a crystal for yourself, it's something very special. And I believe that you feel drawn towards a crystal that you buy, wherever you buy it from. So I always wrap them up like a gift. So it's a gift to yourself, or if it's a gift to someone else, they're buying it for someone else, then it's a gift to them. So it's I absolutely love it. My sister Vereker did my branding for it. She designed my logos and my colors and my everything to do with it. And she did that because she saw how much I loved the shot and how passionate I was about it. So I didn't ask her to do it. All of a sudden one day she said, I've just done this for you, just want to look at it. And she got it spot on. Well, that's what she does. She's a brand designer. So that's her bread and butter. And she just got it spot on. And it just felt like, this is what I'm meant to have happened. So from that, I started doing podcasts, Cobweb Moon Soul Chats, which has been on pause a little bit because, the kids are not at school, so I don't have any time to myself. And I've been doing Cobweb Moon Soul Chats, and my first ever podcast was with yourself. And focused on your kindness, 28 days of kindness that you did, which was awesome. And
on pause, by the way. Our 28 days of kindness, we've had to put it on pause because I'm going down a bit of a leafy lane, but I wanted to just say that, we have to be really responsible just now, in what we're giving out to people, and, we have to be quite careful that we're not giving out goods and that type of thing, because obviously we don't want to be seen to be transmitting the virus. So we've just kind of put it on pause until things can go back to a bit more normality. So anyway, back to yourself, sorry.
Yeah, no, totally understand. So it has been on pause. I've got one to come out, which is going to come out soon, with the lovely Claire Arnold from Claire Arnold Therapies. So she does reflexology, Reiki, and lots of amazing face reflexology videos she's got out now. You should go to her Facebook page if you're not already on it. She's got
we had her on Soul Man Surgeries last time as well. We actually done live facial reflexology, and it was really good.
Brilliant. Yeah. So I've got her podcast with her coming out soon, and I'm hoping to get one with Susan quite soon. Yeah. So it's basically, because in West Lothian, there is this. Well, they're just in Edinburgh, but Edinburgh and West Lothian, there is this holistic spiritual community, and we all just sort of slot in with each other, and it works really well. And, we all support each other, and it's just such a lovely community to be part of. I feel very privileged to be part of it.
That's exactly how it should be, though. We should all be working together, and that's the secret. That's our slogan in the shop as well. We're all working together. That's our secret. But I think for the spiritual community and for any community, it doesn't matter what your business is. If we work together, there is more than enough. In fact, there's more than enough for everybody. And we spoke about this last week, Gina. I don't know if that was to yourself, actually, but we were talking about the population of West Lothian. And I just want to make sure that I'm getting the right information. So around 182,000 people in West Lothian.
Okay.
If you think about the very small amount of holistic therapists, crystal shops, Etsy shops, those kind of things, you're talking less than 1,000. Of course, there's more than enough for everybody, isn't there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also with holistic therapies as well, it's often it's the person you connect with. So you might go for Reiki with one person, you might not have felt like it connected, and you go to the next person and you're like, wow, that was just what I needed. So there is enough. We don't need to compete against each other. We just working together is the secret.
The craziest thing that someone said to us the other day there, and that was, and Susan would be really happy to share this with you. You guys give too much for free. That's what they said.
But Stephen, I have said that to you so many times.
You can't give too much for free, though.
No. Okay, you're right. You can't give too much for free. But
what I said to Susan was she gives too much information for free, and what was said to me was that I share other people's things too much, which then brings competition. And I'm like, really?
I don't feel that way. I don't see it that way, actually. I mean, I think, thinking from a business point of view, I think, perhaps, but for caring about people and in the community and supporting other people, I don't feel that way. So, yeah.
I think can you imagine if all businesses, like you're an Etsy shop, you sell crystals, and you are 10 minutes up the road, 15 minutes up the road, in the car, 10, 15-minute drive away from our shop, maybe less, maybe more. I'm not giving away your location. But it could be very easy for me to say I'm not going to speak about this cobweb moon because that's direct competition.
But what's interesting is that I don't sell the same crystals as you, actually, and I noticed that. We.
Oh well, we're going to start selling what you sell.
Yeah, we cater to different. But it's funny, which proves that there is more than enough, because everyone does it differently. Everyone has their own unique spin on it, which might appeal to another person more than it just doesn't have to be one for everyone. We're all completely different. Everyone has different personalities, different likes and dislikes. So you can't have one service that will do everyone. You have to have different people offering different things.
Absolutely. For us in the shop, if anybody comes into the shop and they say, well, do you sell big chunks of selenite? And we'll be like, we don't, but if you go to the Stone Ring in Bathgate, Marie sells the bigger pieces. She sells really lovely pieces. She sells the big ornamental stuff and, the stuff that we don't sell. So, and that's how everything should work. And it's exactly the same with your podcasts. Yeah. You are promoting and directly helping and supporting other businesses who sometimes do the same thing as you,
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's like we're still there to support each other. Yeah.
I don't know why we got here, but I think I don't know how we got to this conversation. It happens quite a lot with me and you when we're chatting.
Just like, what are we talking about again? I don't know. Who are you?
I think what we're trying to say in this is, that Gina has got this amazing, wonderful little shop, which is Cobweb Moon. Go on to her Etsy site. Go on, have a look, see the stuff that she sells, because there's some really beautiful pieces. What I can guarantee you guys is that you will get love, you'll get appreciation, and you'll have it gifted to you in the loveliest packaging. It would be nice for someone, like a friend or someone that you've been thinking about who's been a bit down lately. It's really nice for them to get a little gift like that. So go and check it out.
Cool. I got a new delivery today as well, so there'll be new pieces up in the next few days. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell me what they are? I'm only joking.
Mostly pendulums. I'm really drawn to pendulums at the minute. So if you like your pendulums, I've got a large selection about to be on the website.
Just before we closed at Christmas time there, because Christmas Eve was our last trading day before we went on an extended holiday, and we had loads of extra stock that we'd just got in, and since I've moved the shop around, the shop's actually a little bit smaller, but we've got I know you've seen it, the little bit in the middle of the shop, and the shop was packed full of like tarot cards and everything. I'm like, where did all this stuff come from? And it's just because it's smaller.
Right. Oh, brilliant.
But it's still good when you get new stock, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, one of my favourite things to do is going through the wholesaler website and just clicking, oh, I like that, oh, I like that, oh, I like that. And
yeah.
Thanks, Emma.
I'm just going to pop that up as well. Diane, I'll pop it up on the screen there. Diane's asking what your shop is called.
So I've got a Facebook page for the shop and Instagram. I'm on Instagram, and so it's
Cobweb Moon.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
No, thank you. And for anybody who missed the first part of what we were speaking about today as well, we were speaking about Gina's business, Confident and You. So, if you do struggle with your online presence, go on www.confidentandyou.co.uk or go and like her Instagram page, which is @ConfidentAndYou.
No, the Facebook page. Facebook is...
I meant Facebook. Yeah.
Facebook.com/Confident and You UK. And Confident and You, don't forget the UK at the end, because someone is Confident in You.
If you go on there as well, what you'll see is some really great videos that Gina posted a couple of weeks ago, all about what Confident in You is as well. So, so that's us, Gina.
Oh, I enjoyed that. That went quickly.
Yeah, 1 hour, and it was great.
Good. Enjoyed it. Thanks for asking me on, especially like 7 o'clock at night. When you've got so much else going on, and we've got I know that you've got the meditation at 9 o'clock. So
yeah, I'm gonna have my lunch break now for an hour. It's really weird because see, right now I'm working these such odd hours. I get up in the morning, I take the dog a walk, I do the soul man surgery, and then I have a 2-hour break, and then I do some admin stuff where I'm writing in the afternoon, and then I have a 3-hour break, and then I'm back on doing courses and stuff like that at line. It's so strange.
Yeah, I can imagine. No, it's strange for me. I have to get up at 6 in the morning so I can get a couple of hours working before I do homeschooling all morning with the kids, and then I can't get back onto the computer again till the afternoon, and it just all the time. What am I meant to be doing? Who needs what? When? What? Yeah.
I'm the rubbish teacher. Nikki and I say, so Nikki's at university and she's upstairs studying, doing her uni work, and the kids are upstairs doing their school work, and I'm down here having fun on Facebook. Great fun, because if they come downstairs with me, they get colouring in projects. or YouTube?
I have to sit there and, breathe deeply, count to 10, just because, my daughter Isla, she gets on with it fine, but my son Edward, he will just, from the moment he gets up, he goes, I'm not homeschooling, I'm not doing homeschool today. Yes, you are. No, I'm not doing. He sits down and then eventually gets into it, but takes a long time to get into it.
So difficult though, isn't it? For parents and for the kids. I think it's just such a hard time. Because it's not that.
When I told them that they were going to be at home an extra 2 weeks from what had been already told, they were both so upset. I'm like, oh, they were like, another 2 weeks of homeschool. It's like, no, I'm not enjoying it either.
What a shame. Well, Gina, I think we'll need to end there because we'll still be on chatting at 9 o'clock and everybody will be like, what is this? This parent is like sitting here chatting away.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, Stephen. This has been really awesome. I really, really enjoyed this. And it has lifted my energy levels and I'm in such a better place now. So thank you.
Top tips from Gina. You heard it here first, and again, courtesy of our lovely friend Susan. Get up in the morning, stick some music on and go mad. Mm-hmm. Do you know, I want to share with you just before we finish, right, because this is hilarious. See, on a Monday and a Friday, Susan and I come on about 9:10 and we've both got like Imagine Dragons and we're like, we're having a lot of fun, so we're highly charged before we come on. And then we come on here, the credits roll like that, and then we go, hi, Susan, how are you? Hi, Susan, how are you? So funny.
I love that. That's pretty. That is pretty much what I get people to do for video calls. Like, just get it out, and then, hello.
So yeah, if you've loved Gina's chat today, guys, which I'm absolutely sure you have, please do go on and have a look at her stuff because she's just wonderful, and I'm very, very lucky to have Gina part of the Soul Man community, the Soul Man family, as we see it as well. So thank you, Gina, for your time today. And stick around. I'm just going to hold you for 30 seconds more just to say goodbye properly behind the scenes.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Everybody else, I will see you tomorrow morning for our surprise guest. Bum, bum, bum. See you in the morning.